With Madonna last week in New York, I asked her if she still thought about the death of Diana.
I mean, I haven't really stopped thinking about it. I know there's this, like, it's become sort of massively popular again because it's the anniversary of her death. I've never stopped thinking about it because, you know, I still keep getting chased by paparazzi and especially when I go to England. I mean, and even now, I mean, you see photographs of her now, in a way, it's hard to believe that she's dead. She still seems like she's among us.
Did you meet her?
Yeah, I did. She's very sweet and very shy. Good to have direction. Yeah. I don't know, I think I've always been a really curious person. Curious and hungry and wanting to know more, and I think that's definitely propelled me forward.
Along with that is the discipline. A lot of people are ambitious, but they don't, in fact, have the discipline.
Well, discipline is highly necessary, yes.
But it's pretty hard to do that on it. Have you ever decided, just woke up one day and said, it's too hard today, don't feel like work?
No, that's not in my molecular structure. To not do something, no, I can't. I mean, I could take days off from, you know, from work per se, or, you know, I always have to have some sort of discipline in my life.
But that's pretty hard to keep driving yourself with discipline, and a lot of people...
But it drives me. I mean, it's like I said, it's part of me. It's not something that... It's part of my nature. I feel like I always have to be productive, doing something. I can't just lay around and do nothing all day. Well, you can't lay around and do nothing when you have a baby anyway, so... What
is your advice to kids out there who are struggling with their own identity and what they want to do in life? Is it discipline?
Well, part of it comes from, you know, just, you know, figuring out what it is that you have to say, what's important to you, and what do you want to do with your life, and what is it that you have to say. I mean, you have to find things to be passionate about, because otherwise, if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to be able to deal with the ups and downs and the disappointments and the setbacks and the rejection and everything. I mean, if you really believe in what you're doing and what you have to say, then you can just keep moving forward regardless of the fact that, you know, other people are giving you approval or something.
Advice for people, and we all do in life, face rejection, personally, professionally, so how do you steel yourself for it?
For what? Rejection? How do you deal with rejection? Just having conviction about who you are and what it is you have to say. I mean, like I said, I mean, if you really believe in what you're doing, then it doesn't matter how many people shut the door in your face. You're driven.
You were quoted as saying, you know, you're trying to figure out what you want to do, but if you can't say, I'll die, if I don't. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I did say that. I'm not sure if I agree with it anymore. But, I mean, I do think it's important to be really passionate about things, but I also think it's important to be flexible. So, I think I should reword it.
How would you reword it?
That it's important to have desire, but you also need to be detached from the idea of getting results.
In terms of your business, where did Madonna acquire the smarts, the business acumen to run you the business?
I don't know. I pay attention, and I have a very organized mind. So, I think being observant, having an excellent memory, and being able to sort of intuitively sort of feel things out and, you know, tap into stuff and, like, know if somebody's got something, you know. Being able to really pay attention to details, that sort of thing, helps to be a good person. Yeah, intuition, really being in touch with your intuition.
But you didn't do a business degree and you're not a lawyer?
Well, that doesn't mean that you don't need to do that to know about talent. I mean, I don't do all the business. I don't do the bookkeeping. I mean, I have people that do that, but I think I have a good ear and a good eye for other talent.
Have you ever found yourself in your life and your career literally being surrounded by people who are sycophants? yes people?
Yeah, occasionally, but I don't... I mean, if you're an intelligent person, you know the difference between someone who's telling you the truth and someone who's kissing your ass. I mean, you don't... it's boring to be... You know when you're surrounded by sycophants, and I don't think an intelligent person really appreciates that. I think you want to know. You want other people's input.
You used to be this mad exercise machine. What happened to that?
Oh, well, I'm now a mad yoga machine. No, I got sick of it. I wanted to do something else.
How does the yoga, a lot of people just think that's sort of almost sleepy stuff.
Yeah, there is a misconception, I think, about what yoga is. You sit in a lotus position and you close your eyes and you meditate and you say Om, and that's not what it is at all. I mean, yoga is a state of mind. It's a philosophy. And it's about, you know, non-judgment, non-violence, compassion, and non-attachment to the material world. That's the essence of yoga. And all the asanas and the breathing and the meditation and all of that, it's a discipline that you learn as you practice that philosophy, or you live that thought.
Well, is that tough for you? Because the celebrity that you enjoy or have to survive through, is that tough to get that detachment in life?
Yeah, absolutely, but that's why it's so great, because when you're a celebrity, or when you're in the entertainment business especially, you get really attached to the idea of approval, of being popular, of being, you know, accepted. You get attached to things. You want things. You want to acquire things. You want to be at the top of a list. You want to be, you know, at the top of the charts. You want to have them be in the movie that makes the most money at the box office. And yoga is the opposite of all of those things. And the only way to survive all of that is to actually think in the, you know, to not be attached to it. And just be free and be, you know, just try to live as a creative individual and to not live a sheltered life. And just to be observant, to be out in the world, paying attention, listening, watching. That's how you tap into things.
But how do you do it when you are... it's very difficult for you to walk out the door. You certainly just can't go for a walk down where, you know, the kids are 12 and 15, or in other parts of society, you're mobbed. So how do you keep in touch with the world?
Well, I'm not... In certain places, I can't leave my door and go for a walk, but... You know, I listen to music, I look at art, I read the newspaper, I'm very aware of what's going on around me in the world. I have friends, you know, and people that I work with who are very tapped into that. And I think you just have to pay attention to things. You really just have to pay attention. And like I said, now, you know, not live in a gilded cage.
Can I ask you what's on your hand?
It's called Midday. It's henna. It's like a henna tattoo, and it's a ritual of love. And most women get it done before they get married. And the deeper your tattoo goes, the deeper your love and the bond will be between your husband and you. And there's some people, in some countries you do it for voodoo, for witchcraft, for magic. Sometimes women do it, they get together, it's like a social custom where all the women get together on the weekend and they spend an entire weekend, you know, they leave their children, and it's like a pajama party, and they all do Midday to each other, and they sort of like, if they want to renew their vows in their relationship, or they want, their husbands are about to go on a business venture. It's you know, it's about bringing good luck to into your life.
Why did you do it?
Because it's beautiful. Because I want all those things. No, I think it's really beautiful. I mean, and it's not permanent. So it's like getting a tattoo, and then you know it's going to go away pretty soon.
Renewing vows, was that a purpose for it?
No, actually, the reason I did it this particular time is for a photo shoot. So, but I also think it's a very beautiful art form.
But you'd like all those things that it is supposed to achieve? Love?
Love and luck. Absolutely.
Do you have trouble finding love then?
Do I have trouble finding love? No. No, I mean, love is everywhere. Different kinds of love is everywhere.
Since the birth of her 22-month-old daughter, a nurturing, a more loving Madonna has emerged. In our interview last week, I asked New York's most famous first mum what it was she missed most during her pregnancy.
Getting to wear cool clothes. I mean, when you're pregnant, you just have to wear, like, you know, tents, really.
Was that horrid?
Yeah. I basically wore the same black dress because, you know, black is a very slimming color. And, you know, I had like 3 or 4 long black dresses that, you know, as your legs turn into sausages and your waistline expands, you just kind of cover it up with a long black dress. So there's just no way around it. You know, there's just no such thing as nice maternity clothes. So.
We have a lot of women who watch our show, who we're at Midday show, who literally either feeding babies at home or are waiting to have babies, and you know, they're just fascinated with how they can get through their pregnancy.
And it's good to wear a long, it's like solid colors, long, you know, cover yourself from your neck to your ankles. Dark, long, yeah. And no mini skirts. Okay. And never go to the beach.
No.
No. No.
Bad idea.
Well, I think it's important that people have a certain, you know, visual image of you, and, you know, they maintain that visual image of you. When I was pregnant, I mean, I disguised it pretty well because I was making a movie, but once the movie ended, it was like my body knew that I didn't have to fit into a size 6 anymore, and then my stomach just grew. And it just stayed in my house a lot.
I interviewed Elle McPherson after she had the baby, and one question I didn't ask...
Well, she's 8 feet tall, so that's not fair, because when you're 8 feet tall, you can, like, walk around, you know, it just looks like a peanut sticking out of you or something. Short people have to be more careful.
But I was chastised severely by my audience, who said you didn't ask the only question we wanted to know.
What?
And that was...
how she lost the weight after she had the baby.
Did she have stretch marks?
Oh. Okay, so...
did you get stretch marks?
Do you want me to ask Elle if she had...
No, I did follow up and ask her afterwards.
Okay. Do I? No, I don't. You know, it depends on the elasticity of your skin.
You didn't use anything particular?
I did. I used all kinds of things. I mean, every night I rubbed something different on my stomach. Cocoa butter and almond oil, and, you know, Kiehl's makes these great products. I mean, you know, it's good to moisturize, but at the end of the day, it is genetic, pretty much. You know, if your mother got them, you're probably going to get them, type of thing.
So is there any treat in terms of pregnancy that you missed out on? Did you have to stop eating this or drinking that?
No.
So it was a breeze?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the end is not a breeze, but I ate whatever I wanted.
The birth experience was tough?
Yes.
Do you sleep a lot?
No, I don't sleep enough. I have terrible insomnia. Like, my dream in life is to sleep for 10 hours. That would be so nice.
I ask this question because in Australia I do a lot of work for the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation, and because I know, I believe your mother died of breast cancer. Do you take the appropriate precautions and have mammograms?
Yep, I do my own breast exams. I have a doctor I go to that, you know, examines me as well, and I have been having mammograms for the last couple of years, once a year, and ultrasounds, you name it.
So you really do look after yourself?
Yeah.
That would be very encouraging for a lot of women who don't take that sort of notice of their body.
You have to do other things too. You have to have a good diet. You have to take care of yourself.
I've got a couple of photos. If I can show you some images. And
then I have to say a word?
No, well, as many or a few words as you... They're images that I'd just like to get your first impressions on. No, that's a courageous woman. That's what that makes me think of. Courage. Yeah.
Courage.
Why do you think she did that?
Why did she allow to have her picture taken?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of people who have, you know, surgeries and, you know, illnesses, certain kinds of illnesses, people that have to go through chemotherapy, that lose their hair, I mean, I think there's a real stigma attached to that. And to see somebody like a famous, glamorous figure that people really look up to saying, I don't care and I'll have myself photographed this way, I think it takes a lot of courage.
You admire that? We've got a fun one here.
Oh, please. Wait, who's that?
He's actually our musical director. His name's Jeff Harvey.
Oh, okay.
You could say anything you'd like about him.
I think he needs to have his beard trimmed.
Well, Jeff.
Well, Kellyanne.
Look, it's advice from the world's most famous image maker.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think there's some nice ladies in Australia. Oh, no. I think some nice ladies in Australia. Don't do it.